Hey everybody, this is K6 here. I am interviewing Jena Downtown German, who has her own podcast and YouTube channel. Welcome, Jena.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for appearing and showing up. I appreciate it. So let's get directly into it.
Okay.
You currently have your podcast. How is that going?
It's going great. I had a couple of people talk about love and stuff like that on the podcast.
Talk about love. So, love, let's since you dove that way, we're going to dive right into it. Okay. So, I did a little research and I saw that you have a segment that you're trying to find love and looking for love.
That's correct.
How do you feel about putting yourself out there and for people to see how you answer the certain questions that people have for you and try to give you their opinion why you don't find love or why you're not finding love?
It's definitely different for me because before the podcast, I was a very private person.
Right.
So it's different. You do have to be, take what you need and leave the rest.
Right,
definitely.
Right. Well, you have something on there that you talked about, a guy named Chipotle. It sounds like that you are a man chaser. And by doing that, the world can take it as like this girl is really thirsty at the individual and not respecting herself. How, putting that out there, how do you feel about that process?
I mean, that's truly how I feel about him. So I'm not going to change because, the world might see something different. But that's how much, if I like somebody, I pursue it. That's with anything I do.
Right,
I like
right.
something, I go after it.
So you don't believe in the old tradition way, sit still, pray and wait till the man come to you. You know what they say, good things come to those that wait.
That's true. Which I do have a religious background, but like I say, if I see something I want, I go after it.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to, regret it, not doing it.
Right. But a lot of times, how when we go after something without a plan, we tend to sabotage it a little bit.
I agree.
So I hear in the journey, you don't know what you want. Do you feel that you sabotaging your guys' relationship?
I think I did.
You think you did? So you didn't, what you wanted, just going out like that, you sabotaged it. Yeah.
I mean, because that was new to me, and I mean, this is a journey and it's a learning experience, so. No.
So is your whole podcast based on your journey, how your opinion is with everything that's going on that you bring onto your podcast?
That's how I come to every interview. I come with my opinions, my thoughts, but then once I talk and have a conversation with that individual, I always learn something from it. So,
So it sounds like your podcast is based on your selfishness of just you, and not truly for individuals that are watching it. Is that true?
I mean, it's for me, but I'm having a conversation with someone, and I'm hoping someone takes something from it. So that's how it's set up.
I got you. So you have several different categories I see on your podcast: finding love, life after prison. You have like a hanging with Jena and so forth. Is any one of those segments or your favorite segments or your main prime one that you try to go after? Because it looks like you got more life after prison than anything on there.
Yeah. The life after prison, I feel like that's more, it's my more passionate one. It just, because we judge people a lot. Once they tell you that, they got felonies, they've been to prison, you already kind of write those people off. So by me interviewing them, you can see that they have a voice, they got feelings, families, stuff like that. So just putting a different spin on the situation.
Right. But most of those stories, if you're from the hood, you heard that story or see those success stories from prison. I mean, we're used to seeing success stories like that from people from coming out of prison for a while. Then you got those that go back and forth on it. Is there one particular, what catches your eye to say, look, I want to interview you?
Well, like the three that I interviewed when they get out of prison, all three of them separate situations. One, started a clothing company, one,
Right.
you know, more close with his family. So it's like different situations when they get out. But what I want people to take away from it, just because that person went to jail, they might not have the same spirit coming out,
Right,
you know.
right.
So
I,
pretty much.
I got you.
Yeah.
How much has this doing this, and you've been doing podcasts for how long now?
A couple of months.
So you're still a little wet behind the ear
Yeah.
to this thing.
Yeah.
And then, so how do you feel that your fan base is been accepted of you doing the podcast?
Well, I get messages daily, and I read all of them. I have conversations. Sometimes I even call. A lot of them, you know, want to come and help me out on my podcast, give me suggestions of what should I do next or who I should
Right.
interview next. I think they missing the point that it's a selfish podcast. It's about me and what I want to, my views on things. So
Right.
I kind of have to go back and tell them that, like, no, this is, you know, me. This is what I'm trying to show to the
Right,
world.
because usually people that do journeys or things about that, it's a biography. It's a biography, or it's a documentary, or it's a I want to say a journal
Yeah.
that they publish into a book, but not usually done on a podcast. You know what I mean? People take that a little, you know, like, wow, she thinks she's high on a cloud. Like, we want to really watch everything all about her type of ordeal. And some people will actually take that and start trolling with it. I'm pretty sure you get a lot of those inboxes like, I see your podcast, but I'm looking at you, Ma.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, and that's the reason why I'm gonna do this every so often with me having a conversation about
Right.
me and what I learned. But that's why I interview other people, you know, because people are part of your journey. So
Right.
yeah, so
Yeah. I get it, but people are part of your journey, but your journey is about you. Like, other people are just watching you. It's like they're watching through the peephole and seeing you do your thing. After a while, it just comes a little creepy and uncomfortable. Do you feel that people are getting that perspective from it?
I don't think so. Just because it's different topics and different things that people take away from it. So I think they'll get more like that if it's just me talking in front of a camera all day. Like, I think that'll be like, okay, what else she got to bring? But when you hear other people's opinions, and, you know, I'm not going to always agree with the person, but it just so far it's been so, you know, good conversation with everyone. But I don't think
Right.
it'll always be that every time. So
Right, but it's no different than watching your mom and dad argue about something something different, never the same. And you peeping through the peephole, you really don't know what's going on, but you're listening. After a while, it's like, that's just mom and dad arguing. And, you know, that's the point
what
I'm
you think, but when you hear someone, especially your mom and dad, that's having an impact on you and the relationship that you're going to have later on in your future. So
Right.
then when you grow up and you have a relationship, you either like the way your parents, argued or how they handled things afterwards, and then you'll try to do the same thing or don't do the same thing that they did. So
Right,
my
right.
parents, I never seen them argue. So I'm not really like that, but I
Wow.
would like to be. But,
Oh, so you do a lot of arguing.
I feel like I don't want to say it's good for the relationship. I won't say arguing. It's just like it's okay to have a disagreement, but as long as you can find a solution at the end of the, because you got to be open and say, look, I don't like something. That person
Right.
can change, or you just don't want to walk out on the person and you ain't giving them a chance.
Right, but sometimes your faith or your point of view can be so strong too that I believe that it's okay to disagree. It's okay to disagree because there's a lot of situations that when it comes to something you cannot come up with a solution or rationalize someone else's belief and thought process.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
But as long as the thought process and the disagreement is not hurting the relationship, it's okay to say, okay, I get it. I kind of understand where you're coming from, but it's not what
that's it.
Right.
Like I I don't have an argument for you to like jump on board immediately with what I'm saying, but I need you to understand where I'm coming from, why I think the way I think. So that's more of the reason why, you know, when people argue, it's different backgrounds, different beliefs, what I should be doing, what I, you know, that type of thing. So if you really listen to what the person's saying, it's deeper than, you know, what the argument really is about.
Right. So do you think anybody really take your podcast seriously? Because most of the time, people just come on, especially when they see a pretty woman, and all they see is just this pretty woman and talking. Half the time, they're not paying any attention. They just, you know, looking because they see a pretty woman.
Oh.
How much, you know?
No, actually, they are. They are taking it serious. I get all the time, like, oh, again, with the Chipotle thing, you still trying with that, and, you know, give me a shot. You know, they try to shoot their shots, but, I mean, obviously they paying attention. They keeping up with the whole relationship of me and Chipotle. Well, it's not really a relationship, but.
Well, you know how it go, man. Some men, it's not that they. My point of a thing of catfishing, trolling, man, is you don't have to watch the individual every day or listen every day, right? So what you do, you skim through what their topic is about. You come back, throw your inbox in there. You got some men that are really patient, and they working on somebody else at the same time, seeing which one will give in with that opportunity first. You know what I mean? It's,
I
it's
know
podcasting. Podcasting is.
I mean, women do the same thing.
You're absolutely right.
So, I mean.
You're absolutely.
I ain't mad at it.
Are you one of those women that do that?
Wow. I want to learn how to date, and I had this conversation with somebody that interviewed me on my other show, but I can't like focus on two individuals at one time.
That's not dating, though. Do you understand what the meaning of dating is?
And that I know. But I don't know. Is if I'm like talking to someone, I like to like really learn that person and see if this is something that I want to continue, and then I just like stop and then go somewhere else. I don't have to be 4 or 5 trying to keep up the conversation with it. It's just but
that's not dating. So dating is. So let me explain dating, and maybe some people can understand this a little bit.
Okay.
So dating is networking.
Okay.
All right? And I'm pretty sure you're familiar with networking, right? You have brief conversations.
Okay.
And when you network, sometimes you know who you want to continue a network with and who you don't.
Okay.
So if you meet someone for the first time, they say, oh, let's go out on do a dinner date or what up. You go. If you feel that connection that's not a good networking platform, then you say, oh, it was nice. You don't keep up that conversation.
I mean,
you get what I'm saying?
I did go on a date with a guy named Trevor, and you know, it was one of those blind dates. It was.
Oh, how did that go? We're excited to hear about this. How did blind date go?
Well, shakedown. But the guy, I ended up knowing the guy, so that was already like, I wasn't happy about it, and then to find out that he really kind of set that up, knowing that, you know, we don't see eye to eye on anything that got to do with relationships. So, no, I really.
Right. See, that's networking. That's dating.
But to be fair and not to take away from him or anything, because he's a good guy, but like I say, I was downtown, and I don't know, that whole area over there just remind me of Chipotle, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, I can't focus on somebody else, and you know, the whole time on the date, like, did he text me yet? Did he? Oh, I wonder what he's doing. Like, I just don't feel like it's fair to, you know, I'm not really giving the other guy a chance. My mind is all stuck on the other guy.
Right, but
But
when it comes to dating is an empty feeling. Like, everything is on. You're starting fresh.
Okay.
You have no attachments. You have no feelings with anybody else.
I'm too deep, yeah.
Right. So when you're too deep, it's almost impossible to date. You know what I'm saying? Because then you start feeling like you're cheating on the other individual.
I know, not even much in the relationship.
Right. So, yeah. So that's a process that you gotta be fresh out the box.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's how dating works. You're fresh out the box, no feelings attached.
Okay.
I'm networking to see if someone has the characteristics for me to give that time and opportunity. So that's kind of what dating is.
I had posted something and people thought it was funny, but it was really my real feelings. But
what was it?
I post basically, you got me at hello, And it's true. Like if I'm feeling you and I feel your energy, as soon as we
Mm-hmm.
meet, it's like, boom. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't waste time, man. I'm 35. I know what I want.
Wow, I mean, you're getting older.
Okay.
I'm just saying, we getting older. Everybody,
right.
you know, time sits still for no one.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So you're getting older. So how's the AAA or triple A working out?
You know, I don't know how it's working out. I've been going over there, you know, more than usual. We having longer conversations, but you know, I don't know. It's like we building something, but really, really slow. And
That's some slow building.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
So,
slow building.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits on that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, Will, I'm not going to even torture you with that anymore. Let's get back to this podcast of Jena thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I did, you know, I've been doing some research. I see you. I see you very active on Facebook.
Yeah.
Is that your only social media platform that you do?
Well, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but Facebook is. I'm more active on Facebook, just because I talk to people more on there. You know, on the DMs and stuff like that. They ask me questions. We call each other. So I'm very
Okay.
active on
So it
Facebook.
sounds like that you get emotionally attached to a lot of the stuff that you do on Facebook and podcasting. Is that true?
Yeah.
Do you
Everything
feel
I
that's
do-
a safe environment to be emotionally attach yourself to something that's publicly broadcast?
I don't care. I love, and that's how I show my love.
Right.
I'm passionate about everything I do. So
But that's usually the individuals that people take advantage of, the ones that do show they love like that and don't know how to put a level to it, if that makes sense.
I'm willing to take the chance.
You're willing to take the chance. All right, so it sounds like it's been working well for you then.
I mean,
No creepos, no stalkers.
definitely creepos, but that's okay. I mean, I try to like redirect them, so it's okay.
Is the redirecting working?
I mean, I had to block a couple of them, but yeah, for the most part,
Right.
yeah.
So other than that, where do you see your podcast going in the next 2 years from here? Are you going to continue doing it, or are you going to just, you know, chill out, travel, family thing? I mean, is this podcast now your life?
Well, Add Never Divide was my focus, and you know that was like a video journal for me. So then, I mean, I didn't expect anything more than that, and then I got introduced to Shakedown Showcase, and you know, it just been like opportunities after that. So I'm just open to what's new.
Mini celebrity now, huh? A local celebrity, so people know your face when you
I mean,
walk
I've been
around.
called out a couple of times.
Yeah,
Jena, downtown Germany, what's up? So you know.
that's kind of a weird, strange kind of
Oh,
feeling
yeah,
there, right?
Yeah. I mean, the first couple of times, I'm like, bro, I don't know you. Like, but I mean, now I'm just
Yeah.
like, hey, you know.
Yeah, got it.
So yeah, it's different. It's different.
It makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about
Okay.
this thing that you do, and I was like a little like strange to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Some of the comments that you put on Facebook, the one-liners, you will have some that say, "Was she do?" You know, I had a few here
Okay.
on it. Like number one,
Okay.
the one-liner, like you said, you had me at hello.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like putting that type of information out like that. It's like some of the it's a little unorthodox.
I mean, I put out what I'm feeling. I mean, everything that I put out is me. It's real. And when I put out something, I make sure that it's two sides to it. So when I put that out, I already know people gonna comment on it, and then I show a different side of that comment. So it could be taken two different ways. But I meant what I said with that. You have
Right. So it seems like you're just trying to reel people in and to have these conversations about whatever it is that's on your mind. which you putting out your personal business. You don't think that will affect your personal life?
I don't have nothing to hide. So that's the point of my journey. I do want feedback from people and their advice. Yeah, that's what the community for.
Right. You know what Grandma say about the community? Don't let everybody in your business, or they'll tear you down.
I mean, I take what I need and I leave the rest. So that's my thing.
Right.
Yeah, because
just the important parts.
You can learn from anyone. I don't shut anyone down. If somebody want to give me advice, I take what I need and I leave the rest. So
I got it. That's a wise decision there, and that takes a person with great decision making on it. So we haven't seen you, broadcast or podcast or listen to anything in over a month. So what is where's the consistency of some of your material?
Well,
what's taking so long?
What it is, I have to Shakedown Showcase and Add Never Divide. So we have so much stuff coming up. We have the poetry night, we planning so many things, the basketball tournament, stuff like that. So I'm just right now just trying to manage it. So that's where I've been at, just managing the time and
So you saying the other podcast is not giving you freedoms to have you to schedule your own stuff?
No, not at all.
So what's the hold up on some of your material then? Like it was months.
It's not a hold up.
It's a month.
But I'm just working out how I want to schedule it because I also have to have me time. Like I said, I got kids too, so I got to make sure they good also. So
not one time out of the week that you have podcast time.
No, that's what I'm doing now. So
now, month?
I'm managing my time. I want to make sure I have enough time for the kids, my social life, my Shakedown, and Add and Never Divide.
That's a lot. That's a lot. So that's understandable.
And of course, I work also. So
Right. We like working women.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of women that are working and independent on it, we haven't seen you interview not one woman on your podcast. Is it that you don't get along with women? Women don't like you? I mean, we have not seen you, besides the Finding Love, sounds like it was an older lady.
Yes, it was.
And that was a little more subtle. But we have not seen you interview a woman, life after prison. There's plenty out there in the community.
I don't force anything on anyone. So I definitely, before I do an interview with anyone, I meet with them, I talk with them. But, if you're not going to bring substance, you got to bring something. You just can't get on there and, So it just happened this way. It's not, I only want men. No, it just end up happening.
Yeah, it's turned into a man feast.
I agree.
A man feast.
I agree. I would love to have women, just to give another side of things.
But you see the same thing on your Facebook, though. Your same thing. You have a few women coming.
Oh yeah, I got women on there.
Yeah, but the men really overpower. So my concern is, are they truly listening to Jena Downtown German, or is they just looking at Jena Downtown German?
No, they actually listening. If you read some of the comments, they commenting on it. I had a post. People took it different ways, which I was out at a store,
right?
And my guy, this cute white guy, he said, "Good morning, Queen."
Right.
And this is what I'm typing into my Facebook, and he said, "Good morning, Queen," and then immediately I was like, "What do I call him?" So I was like, "Good morning, sir." So a couple of people laughed at it. Some black guys they got offended, like, why you care about color, and they was like, in my DM, like, oh, you're racist, and I'm wow, like,
right,
wow, like, no, I was just I really didn't know what to call the guy, so I called him sir. And then some people was like, oh, you don't call him sir, that's like slavery. It was just so much like, wow, obviously I don't know what I'm doing. I never dated outside my race before,
right.
So
yeah, anybody has the right to call another woman queen. And if you think about the European time, they started the word king and queen. You know what I mean? He's a gentleman that's giving respect to any woman. I mean, you got to applaud that, right?
Oh yeah.
You know
I
what
mean, he was somebody I would have probably, would have talked to, but I just didn't know how to even start a conversation like that.
Good morning. Good morning to you as well.
Good morning, sir.
You said the sir part.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's
I had to give him a title. I don't know.
You didn't have to. Like somebody's daddy. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Papa.
And I could tell it made everything awkward. So
yeah, you said good morning, sir.
Yeah, I left it
he must look like an older gentleman.
No.
And good morning, sir.
Was probably younger than me. So
good morning, sir. And you never know.
So someone's like, why you didn't say good morning, King?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
It didn't come to my head.
I know a few gentlemen, white gentlemen, that have been adopted by black families.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I know plenty.
And they take on that culture. Mm-hmm. See, people don't realize culture is not in you; it's your environment.
Yeah, that's correct.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So whatever your environment, that's your culture.
Yeah.
And he took on that environment, which came his culture. So therefore, he taught like his surroundings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you just have
nobody for that.
Yeah, you have people that do that. Mm-hmm. Listen, Jena, it's been a pleasure really having these conversations with you. Is there anything important that you want to leave or say to the people before we, step out the door here?
Yes. So everybody know that I've been on the 2020 the vision. I have a group in Facebook, and basically what we do there is we post things that we see, and we just have a discussion about it. Like I posted something recently. It was I want to say she was 56. And, she had on like a real tight outfit, boobs up, butt showing, and this is somebody's grandma. Is this okay to wear?
Right.
Everybody said yes. If she got the body, there's nothing wrong with it. Wear it. So we have different discussions about that and what can we do in the community.
Right.
Stuff like that. So I want everybody to definitely go check out the 2020 group, the vision. Just stay tuned. I got a lot of stuff coming up.
We're excited.
Yeah,
we're excited. We can't wait to see that.
Yeah,
and see. Well, Jena, downtown German, it's been a pleasure, and hopefully to see you again. Do this again.
Wait, before we go,
I'm listening.
I kind of want you to let the people know how. I mean, we've been friends for a while. So,
right.
Not to turn this into
a friend.
You think I'm single type of thing like I do on my podcast, but what the feel that you get from me that because sometimes people got to hear other people.
Right. I mean, my feeling from your podcast is that you're learning who you are, trying to educate yourself, and truly trying to find your foothold in this place that we call Earth. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can see it, and it's in your thinking process. Okay. All I can say is just, continue doing you, be careful, and don't let your emotions go into everything, because everything is not emotions. You get what I mean? There's some people that try to catfish emotions out of people. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? They would say things, and you can get, what? I mean, that's the part of the game when you get into the celebrity or local celebrity. It's all the same, no matter if you're on a big scale or a small scale. You got some people that's what they live to do, is to attack and try to get into other people's heads. Okay. You got to really just focus on you, know what your mission is, that's right, and what your statement's going to be, and just keep doing you. Don't let nobody change who you are. You know what I mean? I mean, this game is not easy. I've been in it a long time. Okay. And it can change you, too. It can change you for the better and change you for the worse. Okay. But I see, good things coming from you, and just keep your head up and keep it going. Just, put out material that you want to put out. That's right. If it's about your journey. That's right. Make sure you put it out for you, and it's got to impact you. And you got to understand that you're a role model when you get in this industry. And Charles Broccoli had to apologize about that. Okay. Because you impacting individuals that have a tough time mentally and have a tough time in their household, tough time dealing with other people, and they looking up to somebody that they feel that understands them.
Yeah.
So
that's why I try to be as honest as possible.
Right.
I'm not, oh, you shouldn't say that or you shouldn't show that, but this is how real people feel. This is how real people would
Right.
answer. I don't want to, let me change this. No, this is me and this is how I take on the information. Somebody can relate to that. I got to be real.
And that's what it's about, being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
Being authentic and being true to yourself.
That's right.
You know, so that's my take on it.
Okay.
You know, I've been around a while doing this thing, man, and when I got into it, it was a difficult thing for me because I was a private, super private. I'm still am.
Okay.
I still am. But sometimes we put on a character, and I'm one of those people that, you know, the character is real to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got other people that the character's real to them, and they will approach you with that character, and you'll never see the true person they are underneath until you get behind closed doors. So what I'm saying with that is, you got to be careful with social media, because a lot of people will put on a character act just to get you behind closed doors and show you their true nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, so give the people some final words. Tell them, you know, some good things to hear.
Oh, well, good things to hear. I mean, it's your girl, Jena, downtown German. You know, I'm excited. I work with Shakedown Showcase. They got a lot of stuff coming up. Also, we want to plan so much stuff in the community. You know, just try to unite, you know, and just... If you have any problems, don't be ashamed to reach out to people. I have a lot of friends on Facebook. I call them my friends because they really are. 5,000. And, you know, going through some of the feeds, you know, I see a lot of them hurting and like they can't talk to no one, so they reach out on social media. But, you know, they can go to a mental health hospital, check in. Don't be ashamed of that. If you need help, make sure y'all go check that out. But stay positive. You know, anytime y'all want to reach out, just hit your girl on Facebook. That's where I'm at.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Jena, downtown German.